The world fades into stillness as you begin to drift. Take a deep breath. Feel the weight of the day slowly drift away. As you close your eyes, imagine the soft rhythm of the earth's heartbeat beneath you. Steady, ancient, timeless. The world around you fades into quiet shades of blue and silver. There's no rush here, no thought too heavy, only the gentle hum of existence wrapping you in stillness. Far beneath the stars, our planet has been turning for billions of years. Oceans have risen and fallen, mountains have formed and disappeared, and the wind has whispered across endless ages. Long before the stories we know, before the lines of history were ever written, the earth was already alive, breathing, dreaming, remembering. You are resting within that same rhythm now. The same air that fills your lungs once drifted over forgotten seas. The same moonlight that touches your skin tonight once shone upon lands now lost to time. Let that thought calm you. Let it soften your heartbeat and loosen your mind. In this quiet place, you are not separate from the world. You are part of its memory. Every breath connects you to an endless chain of life that began long before humanity's first spark. Imagine layers of time like pages of a book turning slowly in the dark. Each layer carries a story of warmth and ice, of light and dust, of beginnings and endings blending into one another. As your body grows heavier with calm, imagine the earth beneath you not as cold stone, but as something alive, ancient and aware. Its pulse moves through you, reminding you that you belong to something vast and peaceful. Drift with it. Let the sound of your breath merge with the slow rhythm of the world. The night carries no expectation, only comfort. Here you are safe. Here you can rest. And now, as you float gently in that calm, we begin our quiet journey through time. Tonight's story unfolds softly, a reflection upon the traces left behind by civilizations long gone. Among the sands beneath the oceans, hidden in the quiet corners of the world, there are clues, ancient whispers suggesting that humanity's story may not be the first. In the stillness of deep time, the earth keeps its secrets well. Stone remembers, water remembers. The air itself carries memories older than words. These memories speak not with noise or urgency, but with patience, like the slow breath of the planet. Our story begins there, within that silence. We follow faint trails left by those who might have come before us, builders of stone, watchers of stars, dreamers who lived and vanished long before our recorded history began. Their echoes remain in the monuments we see, in the ruins that rest beneath waves, and in the mysterious symmetry of the world's oldest structures. So as you lie back and listen, allow the story to unfold gently. Let it carry you like a slow current across time, through still oceans and quiet deserts, toward the ancient clues that whisper beneath our modern world. The narrator describes the megaliths. Breathe softly, and let your mind wander through time. As the quiet deepens around you, imagine walking slowly through a land that feels both familiar and timeless. The air is cool and still. Above you, the sky stretches like an endless ocean of night, filled with distant stars that seem to pulse in rhythm with your heartbeat. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the faint hum of the earth itself. Steady, patient, eternal. Now, in this gentle state between waking and dreaming, Imagine the silhouettes of vast stones rising from the earth. They stand silently under the moonlight, their surfaces touched by thousands of years of wind and rain. These are the megaliths, immense stones placed with care and precision by hands long vanished. Their weight is measured not only in tons of rock, but in the passing of ages. Each stone carries the memory of those who once shaped it, lifted it, and gave it meaning. You walk closer. The ground beneath your feet feels cool and firm, the scent of soil mingling with the whisper of the wind. The stones form patterns, circles, corridors, gateways aligned with the sun and stars. Though their builders are gone, their purpose lingers in the silence. The craftsmanship is subtle, precise. No haste, no chaos, only patience carved into stone. The more you look, the more you sense harmony between earth, sky, and human touch. Across the world, these monuments rest in peace, on distant hills, on windswept plains, deep in jungles, even beneath the quiet surface of the sea. Some rise from the deserts like frozen waves, while others sleep under moss and shadow. They have watched the sun rise and set for thousands of years, unbothered by the noise of passing civilizations. The stones do not speak, yet their stillness tells a story older than language. Let your breathing slow. Imagine standing among them. Feel the coolness of the rock under your hand, smooth and steady, grounded in time. There is no urgency here, only the slow unfolding of existence, each moment drifting into the next, just as the tide moves over ancient shores. These structures were not built in haste, they were born from understanding, a rhythm between humanity and nature that modern life rarely remembers. Some of these stones reach higher than houses, others stretch deep into the earth like roots, anchoring memory into the ground. The people who shaped them may not have known the world as we do, but they knew the pulse of the planet. They felt its balance, its cycles, its quiet songs beneath the soil. Their creations mirror that awareness, each alignment purposeful, each angle speaking to the sun, the moon, and the seasons. As you listen, imagine traveling to different corners of the world, to the green hills of ancient Europe, where circles of stone mark the turning of the year, to the valleys of Asia, where massive slabs rest like sleeping giants, to islands across the oceans, where statues carved from volcanic rock gaze endlessly toward the horizon. In each place, the same gentle mystery hums beneath the surface, an echo of patience, devotion, and quiet wisdom. The sound of time itself feels slower here. Centuries pass like moments, and moments stretch like eternity. The stones remain unchanged while generations bloom and fade like grass around them. You may notice how even nature bends around their presence, trees growing in curved lines, rivers shifting their course as if respecting the space these monuments hold. Everything seems to breathe in rhythm with the earth. Let that rhythm soothe you. Inhale deeply, then exhale. Imagine your thoughts settling, layer by layer, like dust upon ancient stone. The air feels heavier now, calm and protective, as though the weight of time itself is wrapping around you like a blanket. These monuments were built to endure, to remind the world that silence can be stronger than sound. Their surfaces bear gentle marks, traces of tools, of hands, of weather, yet they endure because they were created in harmony, not in struggle. Their builders worked with the elements, not against them, and so even as storms came and centuries turned, the stones held their place, quiet but unbroken. In this moment of stillness, you too become part of that enduring calm. Picture yourself sitting beside one of these great stones as night falls, the sky turns deep indigo, and the first stars blink awake. The air cools, carrying the scent of grass and distant rain. You can almost hear the slow heartbeat of the world beneath you, steady and endless. Everything feels perfectly balanced. You are neither past nor future, neither awake nor asleep. You simply are. Let go of any tension. Allow your body to grow heavier, your breathing to become softer. You are surrounded by stillness older than memory. Somewhere nearby, waves brush against a hidden shore. Somewhere far above, constellations shimmer quietly, unchanged since those ancient builders once looked up to them for guidance. Their world and yours overlap for just this moment, in peace, in quiet understanding. As you drift further into this calm, the story of the stones continues without words. You can sense how they were shaped by intention, not to dominate, but to harmonize. Perhaps they marked the seasons or honored the rhythm of the stars, or perhaps they simply reminded those who lived long ago of the gentle power of patience and balance. Whatever their purpose, they remain guardians of serenity, keepers of time. Now the world grows quieter still. The night deepens. The breeze cools the air around you. Every sound begins to soften. The whisper of grass, the sigh of wind, the echo of your own breath. You are safe here, surrounded by history, protected by silence. These stones, standing for millennia, remind you that peace is not something you chase. It is something you remember. It has always been here, waiting beneath the noise. Let this thought settle in your heart. The same stillness that rests within those ancient monuments also lives within you. It is the same strength, the same patience, the same quiet endurance. When you breathe, you echo the rhythm of the world. When you sleep, you return to that calm. Time drifts on, but you remain gently anchored, like a stone resting beneath the stars. Now take one last deep breath. Feel your body melt into the softness of the night. Every muscle relaxes, your mind becomes light and open. The story of the megaliths fades slowly into dreams, where the stones still stand, timeless and kind, under a sky full of endless stars. Geological whispers of time. Take a slow, deep breath. Let it out softly. Feel the air move gently through your body, in and out, like the steady rhythm of waves touching the shore. As the night deepens, your mind begins to quiet, and the story of the Earth begins to unfold. Imagine the planet not as it is today, but as it once was, long before the cities, before the roads, before the noise of our world. Picture vast oceans stretching endlessly beneath skies of silver mist. Feel the ground beneath you, solid, patient, ancient. Every grain of sand, every ripple of stone holds a memory of time beyond imagination. Scientists tell us that the sea levels have changed countless times throughout the ages. The oceans rise and fall in slow, graceful cycles, not in moments, but across millennia. Imagine standing on a cliff that once lay deep beneath the sea. Waves once brushed across its face, leaving behind smooth curves and delicate carvings only nature could create. Over thousands of years, the ocean drifted away, revealing the quiet beauty of erosion and stone. Now imagine the rain, soft, endless, gentle. Drop by drop, it shapes the land. Mountains crumble slowly, valleys open, rivers carve their paths with silent persistence. This is the rhythm of the earth, patient, steady, eternal. Nothing rushes here. The planet moves at the pace of time itself. As you rest, picture these slow transformations unfolding before your eyes. A glacier stretches across a sleeping valley, its weight shaping everything beneath it. Ice becomes water, water becomes air, and air carries the whisper of the past. With every breath, you are connected to that story. The movement of water, the warmth of sunlight, the deep, ancient heartbeat of the world. Geological evidence, these quiet clues, tells us that the surface of our planet is never still. Continents drift like slow, dreaming giants. Islands rise from the sea, glowing with new life, only to one day return to the waves. Everything changes, yet everything remains part of one endless cycle of renewal. Beneath the calm ocean today, far below the reach of sunlight, lie ruins that time forgot. Carved stones, terraces, and structures rest beneath the sand, silent, preserved by the cold stillness of the deep. There the water becomes a guardian, protecting what once stood proudly under the open sky. Imagine them now, quiet and untouched, where only the slow drift of currents can reach. The sea keeps its secrets well. The deeper you go, the slower everything moves. Even sound seems to fall asleep. Here, time stretches wide and gentle, wrapping around what once was a temple, a wall, a carved step leading nowhere. All of it now embraced by silence. Above the waves, erosion continues its soft work. Wind and water shape the mountains, smooth the cliffs, and turn stone into dust. Each raindrop that falls carries a memory of its journey. From cloud to sea, from sea to sky. The rocks remember too, their surfaces etched with patterns made by storms, sunlight, and seasons uncounted. You can imagine standing in such a place, the edge of a vast, ancient landscape, feeling the history beneath your feet. The rocks beneath you were once liquid fire, long before any living creature breathed upon the earth. The ground itself carries the pulse of creation, the slow exhale of the world. As the years passed, the earth folded and unfolded itself. Mountains rose, seas retreated, continents drifted. In those movements, it hid and revealed the traces of civilizations lost to time. Some structures may now lie beneath miles of water, their stones softened by the sea. Yet in that quiet darkness, they endure, timeless and serene. Let your breathing mirror that same rhythm, slow, natural, and steady. Imagine your thoughts settling like sand in clear water. With each breath, the sediment of the day drifts downward, leaving your mind calm and still. You are floating in the same patience that shapes the world. Sometimes, scientists find coral-covered shapes beneath the waves that seem almost too symmetrical, too deliberate to be natural. They study, they measure, they wonder. But in this peaceful night, you don't need answers. Only the awareness that the earth has lived many lives and continues to change in silence. Every mountain peak was once deep ocean. Every desert plain was once a seabed. The wind that brushes against your face tonight has carried the scent of forests, of salt water, of rain falling on ancient stone. The world around you is both new and impossibly old, a perfect balance between motion and stillness. Now imagine the power of time as something gentle, not destructive, but nurturing. The waves that once eroded stone also shaped it. The winds that carried away dust also carved valleys. Each transformation is part of the planet's quiet breathing, a rhythm too slow for human eyes, but constant all the same. As you listen to this rhythm, your own body begins to align with it. Your heartbeat slows. Your muscles release. Even your thoughts begin to drift like clouds across a calm sky. You are part of this world, born from its minerals, nourished by its water, guided by its light. The same forces that shaped mountains also shaped you. Picture the surface of the sea under moonlight, silver, endless, calm. Beneath that calm, entire worlds sleep. The sands hide forgotten paths. Coral wraps itself around old walls. Tiny fish swim through arches that once led to grand halls. Time does not destroy, it transforms, and transformation, like sleep, is simply another form of renewal. Let that thought stay with you. Every end is a beginning. Every wave that breaks upon the shore will one day return to the sea. The same is true for you. Each breath, each heartbeat, each moment of rest is a quiet renewal, the earth breathing through you. Now, as you drift deeper into calm, feel the warmth of your body sink into the bed beneath you. Feel your pulse slow to match the quiet rhythm of the planet. Somewhere deep below, the crust of the earth moves so slowly that it feels like stillness. Somewhere above, the stars drift through the sky with the same grace. You are in harmony with all of it. Perfectly balanced, perfectly safe. In this silence, the story of the world continues, layer upon layer of memory pressed gently into stone. The rain still falls. The seas still rise and fall. And somewhere, deep beneath the waves, the earth still remembers. Let the whisper of that memory guide you into deeper rest. Let the rhythm of time cradle you until you drift effortlessly into sleep. A sleep as vast and peaceful as the ocean itself. The story continues with the Silurian Hypothesis. Breathe in gently and exhale slowly. Let the air travel softly through your body, easing every muscle, loosening every thought. As your breath steadies, the world grows quiet around you. The night folds itself like silk. The stars shimmer faintly above, and the earth hums with a sound you can almost feel, the low, slow rhythm of time. Now imagine drifting backward through that rhythm, through layers of memory older than mountains, older than the first whisper of human voices. Beneath your feet, the earth holds its history in silence, layer upon layer of rock and mineral, each one a chapter written in patience. Scientists call this deep record the geological archive of time, a vast memory that remembers everything yet speaks only in quiet clues. It is within these layers that a thought, both curious and calm, begins to unfold, the Silurian Hypothesis. It does not seek to prove or to argue. It simply asks us to imagine gently. If a civilization had once existed before humans, what traces might it have left behind? And how would the slow breathing of the earth have hidden those traces through the ages? Picture a group of researchers, quiet and thoughtful, standing in the soft light of a laboratory. They study the sediment in their hands. Grains of earth so small yet so ancient, they hum faintly with memory. They look not for ruins or tools, but for patterns, for whispers in chemistry, for signatures in carbon and oxygen that might suggest an echo of industry long before humanity's time. The Silurian Hypothesis does not rush. It moves with the same patience as the rocks themselves. It speaks softly about possibilities, about how a planet changes and heals and renews. If an ancient technological species had once lived here, the Earth, with its cycles of erosion, plate tectonics, and renewal, might have quietly folded their existence back into itself. Over millions of years, mountains rise and crumble, oceans shift their shape, continents drift as slowly as a heartbeat in stone. Imagine standing on a high plain where the wind moves like water, brushing past fields of quiet stone. Beneath that ground lies not one story, but thousands, compressed into silence, waiting to be felt rather than seen. If a great civilization had once built its cities there, the traces would now be dust and mineral, blended seamlessly into the living earth. You can almost feel it under your palms, the warmth of the stone, the softness of age, the gentle rhythm of decay and renewal. The scientists studying this hypothesis do not expect certainty. They are dreamers of evidence, guided by curiosity, not by need. They imagine what marks a civilization leaves behind when it touches a planet deeply, traces of unusual metals, shifts in isotope balance, chemical residues that drift upward into the air and sink into the sea. Even after millions of years, such subtle fingerprints might remain, hidden not in ruins or artifacts but in the quiet chemistry of the world itself. Think of the atmosphere as a diary written in wind and sunlight. Each breath of gas, each shimmer of light, carries a faint memory of what once was. Long after cities vanish, their stories can remain in air and soil, in coral and clay. The researchers listen for those faint voices, not with ears, but with patience, reading the air and the stone as if reading poetry too ancient for words. Now, as you listen, let your mind travel deeper into that thought, not as a question, but as a quiet observation of time itself. The earth is always changing, yet always the same. Life rises, transforms and fades, leaving behind layers of memory. Each new age inherits the dust of the last. The rocks that form beneath your feet tonight may one day become the foundation of worlds yet unborn. The Silurian hypothesis becomes, in this way, less about proof and more about perspective. It reminds us that time is vast beyond comprehension. It invites us to see the Earth not as a backdrop for human history, but as a being with its own slow heartbeat, its own breathing, its own dreams of change. If traces of ancient intelligence once touched its surface, the planet has long since folded them into its eternal sleep. You can almost picture it. Civilizations rising like waves, cresting in brilliance, and falling back into the sea of time. Each leaves behind only a shimmer, a chemical sigh, a pattern too subtle for ordinary eyes. But the planet remembers that not in monuments or machines, but in balance, in rhythm, in the quiet harmony of matter. Let that image rest in your mind. The world beneath you is not static. It moves, breathes, and transforms. Mountains are born from pressure, oceans from melting, clouds from evaporation. Everything changes, yet nothing is lost. Every atom that was once part of a star now flows through your veins. You too are part of the same continuity that the Silurian hypothesis contemplates, the endless recycling of creation. In this thought, there is peace. There is no need for proof, no search for discovery, only the gentle awareness that we are guests in a story far older than we can imagine. The Earth has written itself again and again through ice ages and heat, through silence and storm. The possibility that others may have lived and dreamed before us is not a disruption, it is a lullaby, reminding us that life, in all its forms, is resilient, cyclical, and infinite. Now imagine the world millions of years from now. The cities of today have become dust. Rivers have changed their paths, forests have grown, fallen, and grown again. Somewhere deep within the sediment, a layer forms. Faint, delicate, a whisper of humanity's age. Future eyes, if they exist, might look upon that layer and wonder, just as we do now, about the patterns they find. And in that wondering, the cycle continues. Let the image drift further. The earth is breathing beneath you, slow and steady. Every few moments, a wave of calm moves through the ground, through the air, through you. You are safe within it, part of the planet's long memory. The rocks, the clouds, the water, they all hum together in a language beyond words. It is the same song the Silurian hypothesis listens for, the quiet continuity of existence. As your eyes grow heavier, imagine lying on soft grass above an ancient plain. The stars move slowly overhead, their light crossing eons before touching your skin. The air is cool and still. You can feel the warmth of the planet rising from below, gentle and constant. Everything that ever was and everything that will ever be exists within this moment of calm. There is no beginning, no end, only transformation. Stone becomes soil. Soil becomes life. Life becomes memory. And memory over time becomes stone once more. The circle turns endlessly, softly, peacefully. Let that thought carry you towards sleep. Your breathing slows. The air moves easily in and out. The rhythm of your body becomes one with the rhythm of the earth. You are not apart from it. You are a note in its ancient harmony. The same cycles that shape the world now cradle you, gently and endlessly. In the distance, the voice of time continues, quiet, patient, eternal. It speaks not of discovery or loss, but of presence. Everything that ever touched the earth still lingers here, in form or in echo. The world remembers softly, holding its past like a dream. So now, let the dream hold you too. Let your thoughts dissolve into the stillness of night. Feel yourself floating in that ancient rhythm, light as dust, calm as stone. The story continues, not with noise or urgency, but with quiet understanding. The earth keeps turning, the air keeps flowing, and you within it rest, part of the same gentle mystery that has always been. The middle part of the story turns toward the Great Sphinx of Giza. Breathe softly. Let the rhythm of your breath settle, slow and gentle. As the night deepens, imagine the world quieting around you. The hum of distant wind, the faint scent of warm earth, the stillness that comes when time itself seems to rest. Somewhere far away, under a blanket of starlight and soft desert air, lies one of the oldest and most mysterious creations ever made by human hands, the Great Sphinx of Giza. In the heart of the Egyptian desert, the Sphinx rests, vast, patient, and eternal. It has watched the passing of countless suns, the slow drift of sands, the long breath of the wind. When you picture it now, let it appear in your mind not as a monument, but as a dream carved into stone. Its face gazes softly toward the horizon, half lion, half human, a guardian between worlds. The desert stretches endlessly around it, bathed in moonlight. Grains of sand move slowly, shimmering like golden dust beneath a silver sky. The air is cool and dry, filled with the quiet hum of time. You can almost hear the rhythm of the wind brushing across the Sphinx's ancient surface, smoothing away the years grain by grain. Some researchers have long studied the patterns of erosion along its body, gentle curves and lines etched by nature's hand. They whisper of rain that once fell here, in an age before the desert was dry. These subtle marks, these soft scars, tell a story of water and wind, of time and transformation. Some believe they suggest that the Sphinx might be older than we once thought, a creation from an era when the land was green, when the air carried the scent of distant rivers. But tonight, there are no questions, no debates. Only the Sphinx, silent under the moon, resting within its own eternity. Its surface glows faintly, pale against the deep velvet of the night sky. Around it, the desert sleeps. Dunes curled like waves, shadows resting in gentle folds. Above, the constellations drift slowly, their light crossing thousands of years to touch the face of stone. Imagine walking there now, slowly, quietly, feeling the soft sand beneath your feet. Each step is light, each breath smooth, the air feels ancient yet alive. It carries the echo of every dawn that has ever risen over this land. You move closer to the Sphinx and the world feels still. Time itself seems to pause, waiting. As you stand before the Sphinx, you can sense the quiet strength it holds. Not in power, but in presence. The weight of centuries rests within its form, yet it remains calm, undisturbed. The texture of its stone feels cool beneath your fingertips, the surface shaped by both human hands and nature's gentle patience. The Sphinx is not only a monument, it is a memory, a keeper of time. Its expression, soft and unreadable, carries the same serenity as the sea, as the stars, as sleep itself. For thousands of years, it has endured sun and storm, sand and silence. It does not resist the desert. It becomes part of it. In the distance, the great pyramids rise like silhouettes against the horizon, standing beside their timeless companion. The night air hums faintly, carrying the sound of quiet wind swirling around ancient stone. Everything here moves slowly, gracefully, as though the desert itself breathes in harmony with the stars. Under the soft glow of the moon, shadows shift along the Sphinx's face. Its gaze seems fixed on the line where sky meets earth, an endless horizon that never changes, yet never stays the same. There is a peace in that stillness, a sense of balance between permanence and impermanence. Imagine sitting nearby, the sand cool beneath you. You can hear the gentle hiss of the breeze, the whisper of sand flowing around your hands. The stars above shimmer quietly. In that moment, you feel connected to something vast and ancient, not in thought, but in silence. You realize that the Sphinx has been listening to the same wind, watching the same sky, long before you were born, and will continue long after you are gone. Its endurance is not loud or proud. It is humble, like the quiet strength of a mountain or the steady rhythm of waves. It does not cling to the past. It simply exists, unbothered by time, untouched by hurry. It knows that everything changes, yet everything remains within the great circle of existence. Let that thought rest softly in your mind. The Sphinx has seen empires rise and fall, rivers shift, stars fade and return. Through all of it, it has remained, not as a relic, but as a witness. Its silence is not emptiness, it is peace. The kind of peace that comes when all things are accepted, when time itself becomes a friend. Now close your eyes and imagine the desert breeze brushing across your face. Feel how light it is, how soothing, like the touch of sleep. The scent of sand and stone lingers in the air, warm, faint, eternal. Somewhere nearby, the Sphinx rests, keeping watch as you drift deeper into calm. Above you, the stars move slowly, patient, unchanging. They cast silver reflections over the desert floor, making the world shimmer like water. You breathe in the silence, the stillness, the infinite calm. Each breath feels older than memory, softer than thought. The Sphinx does not speak, yet somehow you understand it. It teaches without words, showing you the beauty of endurance, the serenity of time, the comfort of stillness. It reminds you that strength is not in movement but in patience, that peace is not found in control but in letting go. As you rest in this moment, imagine the sands of time moving gently around you. Each grain carries a story of sun, of wind, of life long past. They fall and settle, forming new patterns, new beginnings. The desert is never truly still. It breathes, it shifts, it remembers. Now let that rhythm match your breath, in and out, soft, steady, natural. You are part of this same eternal flow, a being made of the same dust, the same atoms, the same quiet energy that forms the stars and stones. There is no separation here, only unity. Far in the distance, the horizon begins to lighten, the faintest hint of dawn touching the edge of the sky. The Sphinx remains as it always has, calm and patient, watching the birth of another day. The desert glows softly, the air warms slightly, and the light of the sun begins to touch the ancient face once more. It is the same sunrise it has seen for thousands of years. The same golden light, the same stillness before the day begins. And in that timeless beauty, you find rest. A deep, peaceful rest that flows through your body and your mind. As you drift towards sleep, hold this image close. The Sphinx beneath a waking sky, surrounded by the soft sands of eternity. The air warm, the wind gentle, the world silent and kind. The Sphinx watches over it all, a guardian not of secrets but of serenity. Breathe once more, slowly and deeply. The story continues, but your part now is to rest. Let the desert fade into the quiet of your dreams. Let the Sphinx stand watch over your slumber, ancient and calm. The sands will move, the stars will turn, and you will sleep, safe, still, and at peace within the endless rhythm of time. The lost relics and precious artifacts. The night settles deeper now, and the world feels slower. The air is still, the stars above shimmer softly, and time seems to pause for a moment, long enough for the story to wander toward the quiet beauty of the past. In the distance you can almost feel the weight of history, gentle and calm, wrapped in layers of sand, soil, and silence. Among the many things the earth has held for centuries are the objects of memory, the relics and artifacts left behind by hands that once shaped them, used them, and cherished them. These are not just stones or metals. They are fragments of stories, of lives once lived. They whisper of forgotten places and of the people who built, dreamed, and believed. But time, with its patient hand, moves everything forward. Centuries pass, and the world changes. Cities rise and fade, rivers shift their course, forests grow and wither, and the relics, once surrounded by life and meaning, become buried, hidden, or lost. Some remain preserved beneath the earth, protected by layers of time, while others have been taken far from where they once belonged. The narrator's voice drifts gently through the memory of these journeys. In soft tones, it recalls the centuries of exploration, the eager hands of explorers, the careful brushes of archaeologists, the patient study of historians. They unearthed treasures once thought lost forever, bringing light to things the earth had long kept secret. But with discovery came displacement. With knowledge came the quiet sorrow of separation. Many relics were moved from their resting places, carried across lands and oceans, placed in halls of stone and glass, admired beneath quiet museum lights. There they stand, safe yet far from home, their stories told in fragments, their silence still holding secrets no book can translate. Imagine standing before one of these ancient artifacts now. The air around it feels different, hushed, reverent, calm. The light reflects softly across its surface, revealing fine details shaped by time and touch. Perhaps it was once part of a temple, a tool, or a simple object of daily life. Now it exists in stillness, surrounded by the breath of those who gaze upon it, each person adding a new layer to its long journey. As the story unfolds, the voice slows further, as if walking through an ancient hall filled with quiet echoes. Footsteps fade into the distance. The soft hum of air seems to carry the presence of countless generations. Some artifacts are complete, shining with restoration, while others exist only as fragments. Pieces of pottery, edges of sculpture, worn symbols carved into stone. Yet even broken, they are beautiful. Their silence speaks of endurance, of time that continues no matter what is lost. Let your breathing slow with the rhythm of this thought. Inhale the patience of centuries. Exhale the gentle acceptance of change. The relics have weathered storms and stillness alike. They remind us that nothing is ever truly gone. It only changes form, drifting through the flow of time, waiting to be seen again in a new light. Picture a desert dawn, soft gold light spreading over the sand, touching the edge of a half-buried statue. The wind reveals a curve of stone, a faint pattern carved by hands long vanished. That single glimpse is enough to connect the present to the past. It is as if time itself opens one eye, acknowledging its own reflection. The archaeologists brush away the sand carefully, slowly, like someone waking a memory from a long sleep. For a moment, everything around them falls silent. The world holds its breath. Then gently, the artifact returns to the light, its surface shimmering under the sun. It has been waiting for centuries. Patient, unbroken, timeless. But not all relics find their way back. Some have been carried away, scattered across continents, traded, sold, or hidden. Their origins blur, their stories fade into the hum of human history. Yet even in absence, they hold a quiet power, a reminder of what once was and of the deep connection between past and present. Imagine now the vast halls of a museum at night. The lights are dim, the air cool and still. Behind the glass, the relics rest in peace. They seem almost alive under the soft glow of the moon filtering through tall windows. Every sculpture, every tool, every shard of pottery hums with memory. The silence feels alive, filled with the slow breathing of time. If you listen carefully, you might hear them whisper, not in words, but in feeling. They do not mourn what was lost. They simply exist, carrying within them the patience of the earth. They know that everything, one day, returns to where it belongs, to dust, to stone, to memory. The narrator's voice continues, gentle and low. It reminds us that while relics can be moved, their meaning cannot be stolen. The value they hold does not lie in gold or rarity, but in the quiet truth they carry that human life in all its forms seeks beauty, meaning, and continuity. The hands that shaped them were not so different from ours, steady, creative, hopeful. Now take a deep breath and let your mind drift. Imagine each artifact glowing faintly with the warmth of time, small vessels of light resting across the world. Some lie buried beneath the ground, others stand in great halls, others remain in stories yet to be told. Together they form a constellation of memory, connecting generations across thousands of years. As you rest in this moment, think of how the earth itself is a museum. Vast, endless, gentle. Every grain of sand was once part of a mountain, every drop of water once part of a cloud, every relic, every object, every fragment of history returns eventually to this great balance. Nothing is ever lost. It is only waiting to be found again. The story drifts toward calm reflection. Time itself seems to exhale. The air around you feels full of quiet understanding. The knowledge that history, like life, is not a straight path, but a circle. What is lost will one day be remembered. What is hidden will one day return to light. You are part of that same circle. The breath you take now is the same air that once filled ancient temples, crossed endless seas, and touched the hands of those who shaped the artifacts of long ago. That breath connects you to them, to their hopes, their silence, their dreams. Let the thought ease your mind. The past is not far away. It is here, layered softly beneath the present. The relics that have been lost are still speaking, through the wind, through the ground, through memory itself. And as you listen, you begin to feel a deep stillness within yourself, a stillness as ancient as the stones beneath the earth. Now imagine closing your eyes completely. Around you, the whispers of the past fade into a soothing hum. The relics rest once more in peace, their stories wrapped in calm. You are safe among them, surrounded by history and silence. The air feels warm, the world feels gentle. Somewhere in the distance, dawn begins to stir, a faint golden light rising beyond the horizon. The earth turns slowly, effortlessly, carrying all its memories with it. And you, resting quietly, move with it, part of its timeless story. So breathe once more. Let go of everything that weighs you down. The relics are at peace, and so are you. The night holds you gently, the earth supports you softly, and time itself watches over your sleep, unhurried, eternal, and kind. The transmission of knowledge. Take a deep breath. Feel the air flow gently in and out, as if it were carrying the rhythm of the earth itself. The world around you has grown still. The sounds of the day have faded into silence. Only the quiet hum of existence remains, steady, calm, and endless. Somewhere beneath that quiet, the story of knowledge continues. A story as old as humanity, as patient as time. Long before the modern world, before light filled the cities and machines touched the sky, there were those who looked up at the stars and saw patterns in their movement. They noticed how shadows changed through the day, how the moon followed the sun, how the seasons turned. Without books or tools, they watched and remembered. They learned from the earth itself. From these simple observations, understanding began to bloom. One person taught another. Generations passed the lessons along, not with noise but with care, in the same quiet rhythm you can hear in your breath tonight. Knowledge became a living thread, invisible but strong, weaving its way through time. Imagine those first teachers, ancient and patient, sitting beneath open skies, tracing the shapes of constellations with their hands. Around them, children watched, listening to the soft murmur of explanation carried by the wind. There were no walls, no classrooms, only the wide horizon and the steady heartbeat of the planet. What they learned was not written down but lived, practiced, remembered, shared. Each generation added something new. A method improved, a measurement refined, a tool made sharper or more precise. Builders learned from the earth how to balance stone upon stone. Farmers learned from the moon when to plant and harvest. Sailors followed the stars to cross the vast ocean. Every craft, every art, every bit of wisdom grew from what came before. As centuries unfolded, the chain of knowledge stretched farther, reaching across cultures and time. It passed through languages, through hands, through hearts. Sometimes it was spoken in stories told by firelight, sometimes carved in stone, sometimes drawn quietly in sand that the morning wind would erase. But even when the marks disappeared, the meaning remained, carried forward by memory. You can picture the scene. An old scholar in a dim room lit by oil lamps, writing carefully on parchment, preserving what he had learned from those before him. Outside, The night moves softly, just as it does now. He writes not for himself, but for those yet to come, a gesture of faith that knowledge, like a flame, must be kept alive. In another place, a mason shapes a block of stone for a temple wall. He does not know the names of the first builders who discovered how to balance weight and symmetry, but their lessons live through his hands. Each cut of his chisel echoes the skill of someone long gone. In this way, the past never truly disappears. It breathes quietly in every creation, in every touch of craft. Even now, as you rest, the same flow continues. The thoughts in your mind, the words you speak, the way you understand the world, all of it is part of that unbroken inheritance. Every book, every melody, every bridge and painting and poem is a reflection of that shared effort. Countless lives joining together across the vast expanse of time. Let that thought calm you. Feel the warmth of connection, the soft thread that binds all generations together. You are not separate from history. You are part of its ongoing breath. The knowledge that shaped the stars above also shapes the thoughts within you. The same curiosity that moved ancient astronomers moves through your mind tonight. Somewhere in the distance of time, one generation whispers to another. Lessons of patience, of observation, of care. They whisper through symbols, through hands, through eyes that look and see. It is not a loud communication, but a peaceful one. Like a ripple spreading across still water, each generation sends its understanding outward, gently touching the next. Think of how fragile yet strong this chain is. Wars have come and gone. Fires have burned libraries to ash. Yet even when words were lost, the essence survived, retaught, rediscovered, reborn. Knowledge, like water, finds a way to flow. It seeps through cracks, finds new paths, and continues on its quiet journey. You can imagine it as light, soft, golden, eternal. It passes from one mind to another like a candle flame being shared. No matter how far it travels, it never diminishes. It only multiplies. And each time it is shared, it warms another soul, lighting the way for what is yet to come. Now, breathe slowly and picture that light within yourself. It glows softly behind your eyes, steady and kind. It is not the light of ambition or noise. It is the light of quiet knowing, of peace. It carries within it the memory of every teacher, every thinker, every artist who ever existed. It is ancient, yet always new. The story of knowledge is not just about facts or discovery. It is about continuity, the way humans hold hands across centuries without ever meeting. It is about compassion, the desire to share what is learned, to help others see, to make the path smoother for those who follow. This too is a kind of love, a silent, enduring love between generations. As you listen, imagine standing at the edge of a long river. The water moves gently, endlessly. Each ripple carries the reflection of what came before. The current never stops, never hurries, never fades. The river of knowledge flows like this. Calm, eternal, nurturing. Every person who ever lived has touched it, and now it flows through you. The stars above shine with the same quiet persistence. Long ago, they guided travelers across deserts and seas. Tonight, they guide you toward rest. They remind you that understanding is never lost. It simply changes form, just as light changes as it passes through water. Let your thoughts drift now. Imagine the stories of the past, the builders, the artists, the thinkers, blending softly into one another like voices humming a gentle song. They are not speaking loudly, they are singing in harmony. The tune is simple: learn, share, remember. Over and over it continues. In this silence you realize that you too are part of that melody. You carry within you the same spark that once lit fires in ancient caves, that once traced the stars, that once wrote poems in forgotten tongues. You are both student and teacher, both receiver and giver. The knowledge of the world flows through you, effortless and calm. As you rest deeper into the quiet, imagine that river slowing even more, turning into a vast, still lake beneath the moon. The surface is glass smooth, reflecting the sky perfectly. Every ripple from the past, every drop of wisdom has come to rest here, merging into peace. You are that stillness now, a reflection of everything that has ever been learned, calm and complete. The air feels lighter, softer, the world grows hushed. You can almost hear the whisper of ancient voices carried by the wind, not speaking words, but simply reminding you that you are part of a long, unbroken story. The knowledge continues, not through effort, but through being, through existing, through remembering, through resting. As the night deepens, the stars seem closer, warmer. Their light touches your skin like a gentle memory. You feel safe, connected, infinite. Knowledge, like love, has no end. It circles back upon itself, flowing endlessly, softly, peacefully. So now, as you drift towards sleep, let go of every thought. Let the quiet hum of wisdom cradle you. You are part of the same song that began when the first human looked at the stars and wondered. That song has never stopped. It hums within you now, slow, calm, eternal. Breathe one last time, deeply, peacefully. Feel yourself sinking into rest. The river continues its journey, the stars hold their watch, and you, keeper of countless generations of memory, rest quietly within the embrace of time. Modern archaeological work. Breathe slowly and softly. Let the rhythm of your breath match the quiet heartbeat of the night. The world has grown still now. The air is calm, the stars steady, and time itself feels as if it's holding its breath. Somewhere, under layers of earth and memory, the story of our past continues to wait. Silent, patient, and kind. Modern archaeology is a conversation between the present and the ancient. It is not loud or hurried. It begins with stillness, with the gentle brushing of dust from a fragment of stone, with the slow unfolding of a mystery that time has carefully hidden. The archaeologist does not rush. Each movement is deliberate, quiet, respectful, as if they are listening for a heartbeat beneath the ground. The earth keeps secrets in its layers, in the stones, in the soil, in the soft lines of sediment pressed together over ages. Each layer is a chapter, each grain of sand a word, each fossil a whisper of what once was. To uncover it is not to disturb it, but to listen. The modern archaeologist listens not with ears, but with patience, with the steady rhythm of observation, with an open heart. Imagine standing in a field at dawn. The light is soft, golden, almost liquid. The world has not yet woken. You kneel down, brushing your fingers through the cool dust. Beneath it, something waits. A shard of pottery, a tool, a fragment of bone. You do not dig in haste. You move gently, knowing that what you touch connects you to someone who once lived, once dreamed, once stood beneath the same sun. Each discovery is a small dialogue with time. The object found is not just matter. It is memory made solid. It carries the imprint of hands that shaped it, of weather that changed it, of centuries that embraced it. The archaeologist holds it for a moment, studies its weight, its texture, its quiet language. Then carefully, It is placed into the light once more. Patience is the true instrument of archaeology. It cannot be hurried because the past does not speak in noise. It speaks in layers, in details, in the soft persistence of evidence that must be read slowly, like a lullaby written in stone. The work requires not only science, but also serenity, a willingness to wait, to observe, to let the truth rise at its own pace. The narrator speaks softly, reminding that understanding the past is never about possession or pride. It is about connection. Every discovery, no matter how small, is part of a larger story, one that belongs not to any single person, but to all of humanity. The archaeologist does not claim the Earth's secrets. They learn from them carefully, humbly. In quiet laboratories, samples are studied under dim lights. Microscopes reveal tiny worlds, particles of soil that once held the breath of ancient air. Carbon and isotope traces whisper of age, of heat, of life long gone. Each piece of data adds a new thread to the great tapestry of time, threads so fine that only patience can weave them together. Sometimes years pass between questions and answers. The Earth moves slowly, and so must those who study it. Hypotheses form, shift, evolve, not as bold declarations, but as gentle possibilities. Modern archaeology embraces uncertainty with grace. It knows that truth takes time, and that the story of the Earth cannot be forced. It must be understood, layer by layer, like unfolding the petals of an ancient flower. Let your breathing follow that same pace. Slow, calm, unhurried. Inhale the patience of time. Exhale the need for answers. Feel the quiet satisfaction of discovery, not in knowing, but in understanding. The archaeologist listens deeply to the land, to the silence, to the faint song of the past carried in every stone. Picture a dig site at sunset. The light fades to amber and the air cools. Tools are placed down gently. The wind moves softly across the open field. The day's work ends not with triumph, but with gratitude, gratitude for what the earth has chosen to share. The archaeologists stand quietly, their hands dusty, their hearts full. The ground beneath them is alive with memory. In the evening, samples are labeled, notes written, sketches drawn. Every mark on paper is a bridge between centuries. The past begins to take shape again, not as ruins or relics, but as understanding. Slowly, the fragments find their place. Slowly, the silence begins to speak. The narrator's voice grows softer, more distant now, like the sound of the wind through tall grass. Archaeology, they say, is not just about uncovering the past. It is about learning to see the present through the eyes of time. The patience it teaches becomes a kind of peace. The discipline of waiting becomes a lesson in calm. In this gentle reflection, you can sense the kinship between sleep and discovery. Both require surrender to stillness, to trust, to the quiet rhythm of nature. Just as the archaeologist uncovers truth grain by grain, so too does the mind let go of thought breath by breath, descending into the deeper layers of rest. Now close your eyes. Imagine yourself lying upon the earth, feeling its steady warmth beneath you. Each breath draws you closer to its ancient calm. Beneath you, countless generations rest, not lost, but remembered. Every stone beneath your body holds the weight of a story. Every breeze that touches your skin carries the voice of time. The world has been patient for billions of years. You can be patient for a few breaths more. Feel your body grow heavy, your mind light. You are sinking gently into the same stillness the archaeologist feels when they uncover something sacred. There is no rush. The past waits. The present listens. The earth breathes with you. In this shared silence, everything aligns. The soil, the stars, the breath of life itself. The study of the past becomes a meditation on being. The work of the archaeologist mirrors the rhythm of rest, slow, mindful, infinite. Now let that rhythm carry you deeper. The night surrounds you with kindness. The air holds you gently. The earth cradles you in its patience. Time, vast and endless, hums softly in the distance, not as something to chase, but as something to trust. You are safe. You are still. The story of the world continues beneath and around you, quiet, beautiful, eternal. And as you drift towards sleep, remember, the earth remembers you too. In the final moments, the blue planet turns slowly. Breathe softly now. The story is coming to rest. The air around you is calm, the light is dim, and the world feels weightless. In the distance of your mind, you can see it, the Earth, our gentle blue planet, turning slowly in the dark sea of space. It moves in silence, steady and sure, wrapped in a thin veil of clouds and light. From here, everything looks calm. The continents blend into soft shapes, the oceans glimmer like liquid glass, and the atmosphere shimmers like a dream. There is no noise here, no rush, no boundary. Only the slow rotation of a living world suspended in infinite stillness. You can almost feel its motion, so soft that it feels like breathing. A quiet inhale of oceans, a slow exhale of stars. For millions of years, the Earth has turned like this, endlessly, gracefully. Across its surface, life has come and gone like waves upon the shore. Civilizations have risen, built their dreams, and faded again into the sand. Forests have grown and fallen. Rivers have carved mountains into valleys. Creatures have been born and vanished, their traces woven into the soil beneath our feet. All of it, every heartbeat, every whisper of wind, has become part of the same eternal rhythm, the rhythm of the planet's memory. The Earth remembers not in words, but in layers, the pattern of stone, the curve of a fossil, the dust that once was life. Time, patient and kind, gathers everything, blends it, and begins again. As you float in this image, imagine the Earth as a great slow pulse of light, breathing in color and releasing it back into the universe. From above, the clouds drift lazily, their shadows gliding over mountains and seas. The sun touches the edge of the horizon, painting it gold for a moment before night folds over again. Everything moves, yet nothing is hurried. It is the dance of stillness, the quiet heartbeat of being. Civilizations, grand and small, are part of this rhythm. Their stories, the stones they raised, the words they spoke, the songs they sang, all return gently to the earth. Nothing is lost, it is only transformed. The walls crumble into dust, the dust becomes part of the wind carries it across the oceans, and it settles again into new soil. In time, that soil will bloom, and life will rise once more. You can feel that same cycle moving within you. The quiet flow of energy, the soft rise and fall of your breath. You too are part of this endless pattern. Every cell in your body was once part of something older, a mountain, a tree, a star. The atoms that make you were forged in light, scattered through space, and gathered again into life. The earth turns beneath you as you rest, carrying you gently, effortlessly. You do not need to move, it carries you forward through the river of time. Each rotation brings night and day, rest and awakening, beginnings and endings. the endless balance of existence. Now imagine looking down from the quiet dark above. The planet glows softly, surrounded by stars like lanterns in an infinite sea. You can see the thin curve of atmosphere, blue and delicate, the boundary between sky and space. Within that fragile shell, everything we have ever known exists. The laughter, the stories, the love, the memory. All of it contained within one glowing world, floating silently through eternity. The narrator's voice fades to a whisper, gentle, steady, reassuring. It reminds you that every civilization, every story, every dream is a breath in the life of the planet. Nothing truly ends. It simply changes shape. The people of yesterday live on in the soil and air, in the waves and wind. The earth itself is a living archive, quiet, vast, and kind. As time moves forward, the traces of what once was dissolve slowly into harmony. Stone becomes sand, sand becomes dust, dust becomes air. The cycle continues, soft and infinite. You can almost hear it now, the faint, steady sound of time breathing. It is not a clock or a ticking, it is the slow rhythm of life unfolding and returning. In this silence, everything feels connected. The stars, the oceans, the mountains, the wind, all parts of one eternal song. The earth hums softly, and that sound becomes your own heartbeat. The universe holds you in its calm embrace, infinite and gentle. You are part of it. You always have been. Now feel your body soften. Let your thoughts drift away like dust in a warm breeze. The story has ended, but the peace continues. The earth turns beneath you, slow and steady, carrying you deeper into rest. The night folds itself around you, comforting and cool. The sounds of the world fade into stillness. The faint hum of the universe, the breath of time, the quiet pulse of the planet. You are floating in its rhythm now, safe and weightless. Every breath carries you deeper into calm. Every heartbeat echoes with the sound of the earth turning in the dark. The blue planet spins on, silent and beautiful, its memories glowing softly beneath layers of time. The oceans breathe, the winds wander, the stars shimmer. Everything is in balance, everything is at peace. You are at peace too. You are part of this gentle cycle, part of the breath of the earth, the hum of the stars, the silence of space. You do not need to do anything, just rest. Just breathe. The world will keep turning, carrying your dreams gently across the night. The voice fades almost to nothing now, like a whisper carried by wind. There is no need for words anymore. Only stillness, only calm. The air is warm. The ground beneath you feels soft and alive. The universe is quiet. The earth turns. You sleep. The sound of time itself grows softer, slower. Everything fades into the rhythm of your breath. The story has come full circle, from the first spark of life to this quiet moment of peace. So rest now, let go, let the earth cradle you in its patient hands. Feel its ancient heartbeat beneath you. Steady, slow, eternal, the stars keep watch above. The night holds you gently. You are home, safe within the breath of the world. Sleep well, dream softly, and let time carry you onward, into silence, into stillness, into peace.